your fat ass down. You're getting big.
Big boy. Okay. I want this answer yes or no. Do you think polyamory is better than monogamy?
I have to answer this in yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can't answer that.
Yeah, I know. It's too hard. It's way too hard.
Gay relationships are very complex,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all very different.
No, true. And they all go through phases throughout time.
Yeah.
It's always, I've never been in a relationship where it's just like, we're monogamy and I mean, I guess I haven't been in a relationship for that long of time, but when gays tell me that they've been in a relationship for like 20 years and solely monogamy, I'm like, how?
Like every straight person.
Like, you must be in Wyoming and you only see each other every day.
But there's different types of relationships. There's monogamy, polygamy,
mm-hmm.
and then open. And I feel like those are the three main ones that you can really kind
polyamory.
of
Polyamory.
Monogamy
is polyamory and then polygamy. Two different things. Because polygamy is like you have like multiple wives. A polyamory is that you like date different people, I think.
Okay, that's what I meant. Poly.
Yeah.
Mono, poly, and open.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's like complications like that. There's so many rules.
Have you been in? I know you've been in you've been in a monogamous relationship. You've been in a open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in a polyamorous relationship?
No, but you have.
I have.
Let's talk about.
I've done all three.
So your polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah. So my hot take around this is I hated being in an open relationship. It drove me crazy.
Oh, it does. Especially your first one.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get revenge. You just fuck that guy? I'm gonna fuck 3 bitches now.
I was
in the back.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, no, I feel like it never goes well. Just being like an open relationship. It's so it was toxic like that. And maybe it was just like my mindset where I was younger. We were in a monogamous relationship that evolved into an open relationship because of distance. And yeah, it just like drove me crazy. Yeah. But the second that I tried being in a polyamorous relationship, I wasn't necessarily even like looking for it, but I was just like kept on talking to like the same guy over and over, and we would go visit like each other. Like we didn't live in the same like city, so we just basically like it felt more than like a friendship, and it was more than a friendship. And so we decided to, I guess, like put a label on it, but specifically, it's kind of weird because like it's hard to define. I guess like everyone's definition of like a poly relationship versus an open relationship can be different because there's so many rules. I feel like in open relationships, whereas polyamorous relationship is way more open. Like actual, I feel like that's the actual open relationship, because then you can have like a boyfriend that you enjoy for like very specific reasons, and they add value to your life in very specific ways. But then you have another boyfriend that adds value in like a different way. Yeah, you know, and it's just like way more fluid.
Yeah, I think distance plays like a huge factor in that as well, because like polyamorous with like a longest relationship is so much easier because you're not seeing that person, so it's gonna be easier to be like, okay, I'm doing this to this person, doing this to this person. If you're in the same city and like around the same circles, it's a lot harder because you're going to these parties with people. Let's say, especially like in the New York scene when there's so many gay people here, the reason why so many people become polyamorous is because there's so many like distractions. And I think at some point, and I was learning this like from these like gays at the bar that came in the other day, and they were like, you're gonna have to choose at some point in your life, like this lifestyle party scene that involves polyamory, or at some point you're gonna like nurture a relationship with somebody that you can like grow old with that person.
Which one do you prefer?
Like I know. You know what you want?
Yeah, I know exactly what I want.
You want the girl old with that person? Or the opposite?
Interesting you chose that one for me.
I think, I don't know. I feel like that you like want that at some point in your life, or no?
No, I do. No, totally. I think like
But now, no.
The last relationship I was in was poly. And I'm okay with being in a poly relationship, especially right now. I want to be like in New York for a while. I want to be like around. But eventually, I want more than 2. I want one on every continent.
No, it's true. I guess you can have like Yeah, country boyfriends, like, or continent boyfriends, honestly.
But I want to say maybe in like my late, there's like a time. I feel like you just know. Maybe like in my 40s when I'm going to be ready to just like settle down. Like I'm going to want to move somewhere else that isn't busy and congested like New York. I'm having fun right now, but I don't want to live here forever. And I'm going to want to settle down with like one person and foster a relationship and like grow with them and like develop with them and like you know, have like that trust and like that bond, because that could be a really like strong and powerful and like very intense like thing that I think I want.
And that's gonna be me,
but I don't know when.
Whoa.
Jeez.
No, yeah, I feel the same way. But I think you can do that with two people as well, or two or three. Like if you want like a throuple, which is like polyamory, and you want to like go live with like 2 or 3 people in the same house,
like on a farm.
Yeah, like a gay farm.
A gay farm.
Let's do that.
Honestly, that'd be so cool. I bet there's like ranches in Wyoming that like exist.
Do you feel like that you can like grow strength with a person? Like, do you feel like you need a poly? Like, some people are like, I'm down for poly, but I need monogamy first. Like, do you feel like you have to like start a relationship monogamous and then you can go into poly, or can you be like, okay, no, we're poly? Because to me, I think you can go straight into poly.
Yeah, I think you can go straight into poly too.
Yeah, but do you feel like people think that you can't like have that strong connection with that person until you're like monogamous first?
Yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah, no, I disagree too. And I want to there's like I feel like there's like a stigma with people that are poly, where people that aren't poly can like judge them because it's like, oh, you want to have sex with like a bunch of different people. But I don't think like that's necessarily true. You can be in a poly relationship and only have sex with one person if you like really want to. But those other people, like every relationship is like gonna be different.
True.
So like, I don't know why I just like randomly thought about that like point in topic, but
yeah, I agree.
What was the question?
You answered it, I think.
Okay, I think I answered it.
That's like the open relationship aspect where you're like, I'm slowly like just like kind of like hooking up with that. But open relationships, like, usually you start with like all these rules. At least in my experience,
you know this,
bro. You start with all these rules and like it's like very strict, but you're eventually gonna start. At least in my scenario, like people start breaking rules, and you just like narrow it down, and then you get to a point where it's like you become so comfortable with this person, you're just exchanging like information of what you've done, or it's like don't ask, don't tell. I think it's like those two open relationships and like what you're into, but you're like, are you okay with like lying to your partner? Like don't ask, don't tell. Like you think it's okay to lie to your partner or no?
I mean, I think it depends on the rules that you set. Like if you say like don't ask, don't tell, and they're like, oh, where were you? I was hanging out with friends.
Okay. So
because they don't want to know. If you have a don't ask, don't tell,
it's always best not to
don't tell them. Yeah.
Honest. Like I used to think that it was like better to like tell this person, but it just like opens up a can of like
like don't cheat on them. No, but like if you're in an open relationship and it's don't ask, don't tell, don't like tell them that you're doing this.
Because it's so hard not to compare yourself to other people.
Yeah, like then they're gonna, oh, what do they look like?
Yeah, and you look at pictures and you're like, oh, and then like if they're like not attractive, you don't find attractive, like why did you do that? And then you're like judging them. It's like complicated.
I do know people that are in open relationships that it works for them.
Oh yeah, I can't do it for me. Like I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know. It would take like, first of all, to be in an open relationship, I feel like, so like, okay, you asked me if you had to start, or like if it had to start as a monogamous relationship before you can be poly, and we were like, no. But I feel like more times than not, you have to start a monogamous relationship before an open one.
Yeah.
Like that's how kind of like it's like that one has a pipeline.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's like hard to just like start open, because then it's like then we're just like casually dating / fucking, kind of, because you can just start open. But I feel like, but I don't.
Well, okay, so no, there are now. I can think of like specific reasons where that would happen. So I think it's just like more common that you start in a monogamous relationship and then evolve into an open relationship versus starting an open relationship. Although that does happen. Yeah.
So in your ideal scenario, like right now, do you want?
Right now, so I'm like dating and like meeting new people, all these other things. I'm not canceling out any of them. I think any of them would, like, I could work with. If I met someone that I just like was obsessed with in a healthy way,
That doesn't exist.
And they were like, I want to be in a monogamous relationship. I would be like, okay, I would do that for you. And I don't like need to be in a different types of relationship. But if someone like,
I don't know if you would laugh. I feel like you say yes, and then we go to like a party together, and you'd be like, I don't want anymore.
I don't know.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It's really hard.
But if I need to, like, if I'm going to be in a monogamous relationship, I have to be at that point in my life. And I'm not going to have sex with anybody else. I never want to.
I think you can do that.
Yeah.
I think you can do that.
Yeah. It would be hard, probably. Like, I'd see hot guys and be like, "Oh my god, smash!" But
yeah, you could have self control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if the same situation, if someone was like, "I want to be in an open relationship," that one would probably be the hardest one. But if they said a poly relationship, I'd be like, "Yeah, totally. Okay, that's cool."
Cheers.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You?
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. Except I don't think I want to be in a monogamous relationship ever again in my life.
Right, bro.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's just not for me. I've tried it and
never been in a monogamous relationship.
I've also tried other things I like those better. What?
Never a monogamous relationship.
Maybe when I'm like 60, but even then I'm still gonna be like so horny. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm just like figuring it out. We'll see what happens. None of them are better. They all work.
Yeah.
In some ways. But yeah, all of them are hard.
I agree. It's important to know which ones are out there. Try different things. See what works for you. See what you like. And
period.
Stick with that. Yeah. Period.
Okay, good.